Good evening and welcome to the Bandit Racing League. Sorry, having some technical difficulties tonight. For some reason, Iracing was not loaded on my PC properly. Don't know how that happened, but I am currently getting that up and running, so I'm about a minute behind, but we will talk a little bit about this race since we do have the info screens and everything else I can go through, so we can hit that while we're having some Technicolor difficulties right now. So tonight's race is hosted by Zach Hillman. Thank you, Zach, for hosting the race. Broadcasting is done by Death by Moose Media. If we're not having technical difficulties, we will be on there at, whenever we blah, blah. We'll be there, I promise. Commentary is done by me, the one that just said blah, blah, Randall Alvarez. I hope everyone is having a great day today. I am having a great day. Tonight we are at Daytona. That's right, Daytona trucks is what we're going to be driving. Qualifying is 5 minutes. It looks like we got 7 seconds left. Feature is going to be 100. It's going to be 75 laps. I was going to say 175, but yeah, as you can tell, a little all over the place right now. So let's get to it. So tonight's race is going to be a full race. We have 19 drivers. That is right, the big 19, almost a 20, almost made it to the 2 zeros. Eventually, we'll be in 2020. So tonight's race, we have Christopher Johnson, Robert Mateus. Did I just? Oh yeah, it's Mateus. We have Garrett Hall, Daniel Stein, Kevin Foster, Willie Evernham, Chris Parkman, Paul Butler, Nick Nickerson, Randall Thompson, my arch nemesis and evil twin, Matt Crockett, David Miller, Zach Hillman, Chase Scholda, that's right, he appears once more, Jonathan Platt, Dan Heasley, and Terry Condas, Bill Harkins, and not last but least on the list right now is Joshua Billiter. Hopefully he throws in a good qualifying time tonight. I don't know. I've never tried to run iRacing on a MacBook. You could try. Doesn't hurt to always try. All right, while these guys grid up and get ready for the pace lap, let's talk about Bandit Racing League. Yeah, I missed the last race last week. My bad. Work was busy. It's probably just going to be one of those busy months. It's been building up. So we have like 2 months that are slow, and then it just takes off after that. So missed a really good race. Came in for the finish. Nick Nickerson running away with it, I believe. But wait, no. Did Nick finish? Oh man, I can't remember. I'd have to look up real fast what the finishing was. But we did have some pretty interesting turnouts. I'm trying to think. Uh-oh. That's weird. Yeah, you guys can see that. Huh. And there we go. All right. As you can see, I had to do a couple restarts also to get my car up and running. Or car. Wow. I'm all over the place tonight. Oh, shoot. All right. Get it together. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on, who's out on the track. Right after they do the launch, we'll get into it. I really hope they're not listening to this right now, because, man, I am stumbling left and right. It's going to be a rough day, guys. Going to have to go grab me a cup of coffee. Alrighty. Once this pace car clears off, we'll go ahead and talk about some stuff as the race begins to thin itself out. These guys have been putting on a great show all week. They've been doing a good job keeping some really clean driving, and I'm pretty sure they'll keep up with it. All right, there we go. Pace car coming off. And there's the green flag. Nice, clean push by everyone out there. Looks like they're holding it nice and tight, getting ready for that first groove of the turn. as we come into turn 1 and 2. Looks like a clean exit out of that turn. The anticipation builds as they come down the line. That's right, they're just little ants, and as they build and build, there they go, flying by. Solid. All right, so it looks like everyone had a clean launch, keeping it nice and tight. Field's not spreading out too far, but everyone out there is doing a good job holding their lines, not all over the place. This is what we like to see, especially for these trucks. Let's go ahead and walk through the field. Looks like everyone's kind of just still finding themselves and locking in, so no solid moves that are going to really get us hung up there. So up in the front, running the even my display. All right, let's do this again. Up in the front in the 85, we have Nick Nickerson leading the pack. Looks like he's going to have Kevin Foster on his right side, getting ready to make a move on him or just take that high lane. Kevin Foster running the 83, sponsored by Senor De Otso. We have Chris Parkman in the number 1 Monster Energy Machine. Christopher Johnson running in the number 14 Venom and Nero Graphics Design, or Venom Energy Drinks. Garrett Hall running in the Waffle House number 13. We have Daniel Stein in the Bandit League Racing and Death by Moose Media Exalta. Looks like he's going to go ahead and drop behind. Let's go ahead and jump over to Willie Everham running the Death by Moose Media number 91. That is a cool, clean paint scheme. Thanks for doing that, Willie. We have Robert Mateus running in the 36. Matt Crockett running in the In-N-Out Burger, and he also has an autism awareness helmet that he's currently painted on. Once again, support the fight to help cure, and I believe the autism awareness is to help cure autism and also help support people that have autism. I'd have to double check on that, though. Then we have the Randall Thompson Hellman's number 37. Zach Hillman running in the number 4. Oh, it looks like the number 11 getting a little squirrely there. That's going to be Bill Harkins taking the high wall. Bill Harkins running in just the plain mint and red. It looks like he was able to recover it, but that's going to get David Miller, Dan Heasley, and Chase Shulda in a bad position right now. But luckily, no caution and a good recovery by by Bill right there. So once again, Dave Miller in the number 15, Grave Digger. That is an awesome, awesome paint scheme. Looks like it was done by Zach Hillman, who runs Nero Designs. As the field moves, we have the number 5, Chase Shulda, coming up in the Hooters. Dan Heasley in the Nero Graphics, number 21. Bill Harkin once again, and then Jonathan Platt running in the 43 Lifeline, 1-800-273-TALK. And that is for suicide prevention. If you're ever having any type of any type of feeling, or you need to, reach out for help, go ahead and do that. There's always someone there to talk and to listen. Your listening is extremely important. All right, so back to the action. So 5 laps in, looks like we had quite a shift. The number 1, which is going to be Chris Parkman, taking up the front. Nick Nickerson swinging out to the right side. Nick being very active in turning people from the last couple of races, so I'd watch yourself. Looks like Kevin's going to give him a push around the corner. A nice solid push. That should give Nick the ability to kind of keep that front, and that's going to also give Kevin the slot that he needs to really drag him behind him on that draft, and that's going to also pull Willie up there. So as that front pack starts to move in, we're really looking at looks like Zach Hillman really closing off that front pack. Kevin riding a little higher. Wow. Willie giving Kevin a nice push, and that's going to go ahead and double back into Kevin pushing Nick Nickerson. So we have 2 lines right now really dueling it out. Looks like on the last of their line, Dan Heasley's on the high side, and then, you have Zach Hillman. And then we have the jump. So the Matt Crockett in the 74, Randall Thompson in the 37. Those guys are pretty much the bridge to everyone back there that, are really that are looking for positions to move up. Looks like Joshua Billiter was caught up in losing the draft out. He probably got locked up high on the high side when someone went for a pass, and that's going to go ahead and exile him out, or that's going to push him out to the outside wall. And once again, the front pack still holding solid with 7 laps in. All right, so Kevin Foster, Nick Nickerson, Chris Parkman, and Willie Everhand up in the front right now, pushing for those top 4 positions. 7 laps in, and just straight driving. So as these guys keep working it, you know, we're at Daytona. This is a longer track. You're going to see 2 lines running for most of the night, and these guys will be getting pretty close to each other. But really, it's just, you know, it's down to endurance. 75 straight laps, no stages. That's a lot of time on the track for these guys really to work hard and, you know, hold their positions. In Daytona, they're going to need to pit as a team and work as a team. Drafting is extremely important, especially for these trucks. So we'll see these guys dropping off into pack when they decide to pit. But we'll see how that pans out. We're only on lap 8, so that's, you know, really not a factor right now. Right now, it's just holding your position, making sure you're able to, you know, really extend those runs and not getting caught up by the back of the pack. All right, so it looks like Joshua Billiter and and Terry Condas are making a move to bridge the gap right now. These guys pushing together, trying to jump up to the mid-pack. That's going to be ending in Robert Mateus in the 36, and then all the way up you have the 13, Garrett Hall, Zach Hillman in the 4, and then Matt Crockett. And those guys are pretty much your stepping stone into getting into that front pack. And since they're all lined up trying to just maintain a draft off each other, that should be an easy catch for Josh Billiter and Terry Condas. I think those guys can work together and really push themselves to close that gap. You know, it is a distance, but within 75 laps, they definitely can make that. That's not, you know, out of the realm of possibilities. Riding in Terry Condas, the one-handed wonders car or truck right now, you can see he's got a cup holder right next to him on his right side. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see the little little red rim of that. Also known as our one-handed wonder, Terry Condas likes to drink and drive. He holds that beer tight while he goes around these corners, and man, does he keep it smooth. So, you know, if someone knows how to multitask, that is him. Interesting. Sorry, I noticed one of my cameras not catching something that it should be. All right, so looks like we shuffled the field one more time. Willie Everham on the low line with Nick Nickerson right now pushing behind him, and then Chris Parkman going up with Kevin Foster. Now, probably getting towards that 20 lap mark is where these guys are really going to start feeling their tires. Most of these races, you know, kind of run around 25 to 30 or 20 to 30 laps is when people are going to start pitting without any cautions coming out. So we'll definitely see some strategy starting to evolve out of this race as we go deeper into it. But right now, it's just pretty much, you know, heads-up racing for these guys. You know, Willie swinging out high on Nick Nickerson right now, and the number 1 coming in behind Kevin, giving the 1 a push. Oh, that's going to catch Kevin. Is Kevin going to be able to recover it? As that, that's going to put Zach Hillman in between the 74 and the 87. Looks like he's able to get that straight. With that contact, that would have had the potential of honestly pushing back into Zach Hillman, and then the 87 and 74 really just catching him in a box and turning those guys and just wiping the rest of the rear field. And that's, you know, one of those situations you got to be really careful when you're making a push, even for you, the pusher. Up in a corner, it's gonna shake your car a little bit, and you're gonna get a little loose. And on those, you know, artificial downforce from the corner, that'll just push you up high. You go loose, it's gonna give you a nice little swing. it looks like Nick going to go ahead and work with Willie there and really trying to spread that gap. And there, Paul Butler, and looks like Chris Parkman and Kevin Foster all rolling up behind him. Paul moving up from, I believe he was in P6, and then jumping out into the middle, getting picked up by Chris Parker, and able to make that jump all the way up to get neck and neck with Willie Evernham right now. Getting some clean air and up at the front, just making some pushes. And nice contact from Chris Parkman. Jonathan Platt. I don't know if he's having some issues right now, but it looks like he's just taking into the rear of the pack. He might just be holding back, but he could have further problems. And it looks like Nick Nickerson swinging up a little bit, getting loose. Okay, so this is a danger zone right now. Jonathan Platt riding the outside wall, just trying to stay out of the way of everyone. Going 3 wide with the trucks is definitely not a choice thing to do. Hopefully that doesn't get to that point, but it's probably going to go 2 wide for a lot of these guys, which has been very consistent, pretty easy for them to maintain. Still some solid pack driving by these guys. Uh-oh, and Willie Evernham coming up, clipping Nick Nickerson. That's going to push those guys in the wall. It's going to collect 3, 4. Oh, can his truck survive the roll? Christopher Johnson, will he stick it? Oh, and he's a turtle. No, Christopher Johnson has been turtled. He is on all 4, upside down and not on all 4s. That's going to be a bummer. All right, let's run that carnage report one time. We did see what happened, but let's roll it back one more time just to really catch a good glimpse of what happened out there. So here we go once again. Paul giving a push to Nick, and Willie was in the pocket and was not expecting him there, and then boom, that's going to send the number 14 just rolling out of control. Hopefully he was not wearing VR, because he'd be really dizzy right now. And once again, remember kids, if you're driving in any motor vehicle for sport, please wear a helmet, neck protection, and if you're rolling around, close your eyes, don't get dizzy. That might help a little bit. That is a bummer. All right. Once again, thank you for tuning in for this Carnage Report, brought to you by Paul. Thanks, Paul. Can't do it without you. I don't think Paul was expecting that. Let's go ahead and pull in one of the drivers, see what they have to say about that situation. Hey, Paul, this is Booth. You copy?
Yeah, I got you, brother. What's up?
As being the cause of that accident, how do you feel about the situation, and do you think that you made the right choice?
I'm not quite sure what happened.
I'm just giving you some shit. So when you gave Kevin a push, Willie was coming up a little bit and wasn't expecting Kevin to have so much speed behind him. So he came up to check in, and then it just looked like Kevin was in his spot, and he just, he checked, saw Kevin back there, and then you gave him a nice little push, which gave him a great run, but Willie went up.
Are you sure you got the right person?
I'm pretty sure. You're up in the front, right?
Yeah, I was the lead car on the top line, and the car from the bottom shot up and...
Am I looking at... Uh-oh. I have the wrong person. I think I do. Don't mess with me right now. I'm going to roll this back and check.
All right, I'm a little confused.
Okay, you got me curious now. Because if I have a mistaken identity, then we're it's not good. Nope. No. It was you, and it wasn't. It was Nick Nickerson. You gave the 85 a push.
Was he the one that slid up in front of me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know he was slowing down, and I bumped in the back of him, but I'll take it.
Yeah, no, dude, it was a solid push. Like I don't think Willie was expecting anyone to be there on that line, and you just gave him a good nudge. Like he was going for it. I thought it was Kevin up there. My bad.
Yeah, but I was a little confused. It's all good.
There's just so much going on. So many names.
Yeah, because I knew Kevin was back behind me because Kevin and I worked together a lot on this.
Yeah. Well, while I still have you and we're still on the pace lap, so how's this truck handling out for you, or out there for you? I know we did the pickup cup last night, and they're saying that these trucks drive differently than the trucks from last night. What do you think is really going on, or what's the difference mainly? So maybe I can communicate that over.
Well, I think the main difference is this is the repaved track. So the one we rode on last night was the 2007 track, so it was really, really bumpy in the turns. This one's real smooth, has a lot of grip, and you can move around. The draft is great. I love this track.
Is this so on that track? Is it still driving down into the corner nice and solid? Because I know from last night I was having a really fun time because those tires just hooked in there into that front groove, or in that low groove, and you just wrap around that and kind of. You'd feel it go loose, but you can easily kind of like power slide it in a weird way. Like you could just, just adjust your steering slightly to regain some of that control, but you're kind of like fishtailing a tad bit.
Yeah, it's about the same. Whenever, I mean, it grips really good. You get all the way around the corners, and I don't know.
Is there still a faster side on the high line, or on the outside line?
I think so.
Because I know last night
when
it was
cars get
fast.
around you, you wiggle a little bit.
Yeah.
It gets a little loose when cars get around you, but other than that,
All right. Well, thanks for coming in and letting me let me give you some heat. Good luck on the restart, man, and watch out. Everyone's behind you now.
I appreciate it.
You got it. All right, and one lap to go before we have this restart. Once again, the restart. Sorry, that's for Jonathan Platt if he's listening right now. Yes, I did use your terminology. Thank you for correcting me. It is not a launch or getting ready for the launch. They are getting ready for the restart. I have to work on my racing terminology. All right, and so, front pack right now. Paul Butler in the 6. We just talked to him. I confused him up a little bit. It's my bad. Shouldn't have done that. And let's go ahead and get ready for. Looks like they are on the backstretch right now. Good. And then right next to him, you have Garrett Hall in the Waffle House. Right behind him is the 74. That's going to be Matt Crockett in the In-N-Out. Love In-N-Out. It's delicious. And then we have the 87. That's going to be Daniel Stein. So that's the top 4 right now. Really, it's anybody's race. A lot of these guys, are working the back just to kind of save on fuel, set themselves up for a pit. They did just get lucky in the sense of if they weren't caught up in that caution, they get a nice pit for free. But we'll see what happens as this pace car drops off. And we have the green flag. Clean restart by a lot of these guys out here. And it looks like a couple of guys in the back were not squared off on the outside. They're going to just ride in the normal line. Now, it looks like Bill Harkins almost going up into the wall right there. Looks like he just had a rough time going into that corner. The number 15 dropping down into the low. Nope, trying to ride the middle. can't really decide on what he wants to do as he pushes back up to the top. Uh-oh. The 36 dropping back a little bit, getting these guys to lift off those pedals. No, so like when I was talking to Paul, we were talking about the 2007 track for Daytona and this new track. Last night we were running some pickup trucks. They said the guys in chat said they're a little bit different, but from my run with them, I had a blast. They actually stuck extremely well in the corner. Like he was saying, they get a little squirrely around other people as you're coming kind of into that side draft, and also, you know, just it's kind of weird. It's kind of sucks in. I actually, if you're coming up next to someone and you don't leave enough space, it literally sucks you into the person's door. It's pretty crazy. And that's also what, you know, when looks like the 37 get a little squirrely there. Let's stick with them. Randall, come on, man, you can do it. Jonathan Platt in the 43. Oh, finds a spot between the 74. Solid move. That's going to go ahead and put Robert Mateus a little bit alone. Luckily, he's got the draft ahead of him, but that's going to fall off fast. Zach Hillman dropping in right behind the 87, and that's going to get put 2 in front of Paul Butler. The 13 looks like he's having a little bit of trouble back there. That's going to pinch the 36 to break or lift off the gas, pushing the 37 down, and definitely having a little bit of a domino effect with the outside line right now. Zach Hillman swinging up high and dropping in. Like I was saying before, these trucks stick really. Oh, and we have contact between the 43 hits the 36. Oh, and the 43 gets caught up in that. Oh, nope. And that's going to go ahead and grab the 36, 37. Chase Scholda in the 5, and Bill Harkman. Oh, my gosh. That is rough. And right before the pits, luckily, these guys should be able to get back out there into the pits and get any damage repaired or get back on the track. That is a bummer. Wow. And the caution is out. Let's roll that one more time on the Carnage report. All right, here we go. Carnage report time. Watching the 37, the 36, the 74, all kind of checking up, and then watch the 43. Jonathan Platt's going to go in the center. 36 opens the door. Boom, 37 checks up. They both bump doors. Platt's out of there. 36, 37 hitting the outside wall, spinning around, catching Bill Harkman and Chase Scholda in that last tumble. Oh, that is rough. Luckily, it looks like they're able to dodge some of the walls there, not getting too much damage, but that's definitely gonna wear on your paint a little bit. And that is our Carnage report for tonight. Alrighty then, so we are in caution number 2, and a rough one that is. It happens though. With the first caution, starts to damage some cars, some people get tossed up. Don't know exactly how much damage, if they repaired for if they got caught up in the last race, what was left over. Looks like the 37 out of the race, going for a quick tow, or going for a tow to get back into the pits. All right, I have Jonathan Platt in the booth. Do you copy?
Yeah.
Hey man, you're caught up in that heat. Do you think that was avoidable at all, or just kind of like bad timing?
I don't know, man. Some of these guys just can't hold lines, and so but behind 2 guys that couldn't hold a line, so I was like, screw it, you know, I'll just try and shoot the middle, and it looked like one moved up after that.
Yeah, the 37 came up on your inside. I thought you had a good opening to make that push, and then they both kind of just started to wiggle.
Yeah, I don't understand why they can't hold a line and why the outside lines are on the very top. It's not how you race these things. So
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they got sucked in.
Pair and, yeah, they just can't hold a line. So it's the easiest form of racing we do. So
well, hopefully that fast pair gets done pretty fast. A little bit of a, I guess that's ironic, but I'll see you back on the track, and hopefully you'll be up in the front pack.
Yep.
All right, thanks for popping in, man.
No problem.
All right, that was Jonathan Platt. Caught at pretty much bad timing. He was making a move on the inside. I thought it was a solid move. The 36 looked like he was just going to be up high, and definitely they just started to wiggle, and you get 3 wide while wiggling and going loose. It's a disaster. But luckily they didn't have too much damage. It looks like they should have a quick, fast repair. Nothing was really blown off their car. Usually, if you see an accident like that and it takes a field, a lot of these guys will lose their hood and lose the front fender, or the front bumper. But it looks like they're pretty intact. So I think these guys should be okay for the rest of the race. Hopefully they'll just be a lap or 2 down. Another caution comes out. Not a major one, but enough to get these guys some time to catch up. But we'll see how it rolls out there. All right. This should be the last lap on the caution. So right now in the front pack, we have the number 14 Garrett Hall, number 13 David Miller, Kevin Foster running in 3rd place right behind these guys. Looks like, oh, someone's waiting for a pass around right now. That's going to be the number 14 is Christopher Johnson. Looks like he's going to get the wave around for this lap. So once again, we have the number 13 in first. Second place is going to be David Miller. Kevin Foster in the 83. That's going to be, he's running in 3rd right now. And then Zach Hillman in 4th. And then Daniel Stein, Paul Butler, Dan Heasley, Matt Crockett, Nick Nickerson, Terry Condas, Robert Mateus, Chase Scholda. Looks like these guys should all be catching up pretty soon. All right, here we go. Restart coming up real soon. Question is, who's going to get a nice clean launch? Who's going to fall behind? What's going to happen when that flag goes green? We don't know. We're going to find out. And there goes the pace car. Tension's high. There's the steal. Green flag drops. A launch from the 13. Clean push. Followed up by Kevin Foster. 15 looks like he's getting a little squirrely. Going high. That's going to leave Zach Hillman going all the way down. And looks like Kevin Foster is going to go ahead and take that high line. Or, sorry, taking the outside line and trying to hold it. The 15 looks like he's having a hard time keeping his line. I don't know if that's going to... be a problem in the future. But we'll see what happens. Nice clean push through and into turn 3 and 4. Yeah, the number 15's having some issues right now. He's having just that outside line's really giving some trouble. He's getting a little squirrely there. Zach Hillman looking for that push around the number 13 Waffle House, and that is good. Garrett Hall now neck and neck with him as they go around the corner. Looks like the 87's also going to push him behind Zach and give him that run that he needs. And that's going to be a solid shuffle. That outside line is a lot of fun to drive, and it gets squirrely up there, especially if your wheel, you can really feel it in your wheel. The only way I can explain it is you can feel it really given sometimes. It just wants to like just go out. And you just you got to be anticipating a little bit of that movement out of your car. As we swing around into on the exit of turn 4. Still neck and neck. These guys throwing out some solid times and just racing really tight together in those packs. No way of putting it other than some really good racing out of all these guys. As we come into turn 1 and 2, still solid, clean driving around all these corners. 31 laps in. That's right. We have 54 laps to go, and we're only a little bit in. And there we go. Clean push from the 87 and the 13. That is some great rotations out of these guys. Nice, solid. Looks like Kevin Foster swinging on the outside again. Kevin looks like he's liking the outside line right now. And talking to Platt and Willie confirmed it. I don't know if Platt agrees either, but the outside line, you can run pretty fast outside and not really worry about getting dropped behind if you have someone pushing. Obviously, anyone right now that's on the inside line. Sorry about that. On the inside line are definitely having a better time right now. And there we go. Looks like Jonathan Platt was able to... Nope, he's still a lap down. I saw him in the back of the pack. Hopefully he's able to really work his way up there. It's going to be hard to recover a lap, but he can definitely put in a lot of time. Hopefully another caution comes out and gives him the lucky dog so that he gets either a lap or wave around, or he's able to catch up on the caution lap. And a nice solid push from Zach Hillman into the 87. Can Kevin Foster follow up with a rebuttal? And a caution is out. Let's roll that caution report, that carnage report, and catch exactly what happened, because I didn't hear anything go bang and boom, so it must be a small one, hopefully. All right, still trying to find that accident. Oh, and there we go. I got eyes on it. Oh, maybe not. possibly Chris Parkman caught up in the accident. Still trying to... I think I found it. Can't entirely tell. You know, I really don't know what happened. I'm not seeing any accidents out there. It might just be the halfway point. No one told me that there was going to be a halfway. At least I didn't see it on my list. Let me go ahead and pull someone in and just ask them a quick question. Hey, Zach, this is Booth. You copy?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, are we the halfway stage?
No, there was some trouble down in turn 1. I guess somebody got into it, going down into 1, so we just threw out the caution, try to get 4 freshies and some fuel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was looking to see what happened and I couldn't find it, so I just wanted to kind of get filled in on that. All right. Well,
no, it's just to kind of something happened out in the back, and as the leaders were coming around, I just didn't want anything to happen at all with that, so I just figured I'd rather be safe and just throw out the caution and get a line back up.
Yep, that makes sense. All right. Well, thanks for the heads up. And
Yeah,
oh, I didn't mean that in a sarcastic way. I mean, thanks for telling me. Sorry. But I'll let you go back. Quick question though. From your position up in the front, how you feeling about kind of going back and forth and riding that inside line and then making some good moves up to the front and then rotating back, I guess. How's that?
I have been jumping all over the place.
I know. You've been going up and down.
The last run, I think I went from dead last all the way up to first, and that last caution came out. Really, it's hard to judge. It's checking up on the bottom side, it's checking up on the high side. I'm just trying to go where I'm away from everybody, and if it just so happens it shoots me to the front, then I'll go play around up there for a little bit. So this looks like I'm going to be sitting back here like P8, P9 or something like that. So I don't know. I'm just going to try to chill out and see what happens towards the end of this race and then try to make it.
So one last question. I saw some of the guys up in like P1 rotating off to the outside line. Why would you do that if you're in that position coming around a corner?
Well, a couple of reasons. It could just be, race kind of driving, a little bit more aggressively than they probably should this early. But I mean, probably more just to get out of the way, or could have just been that they wanted to get out of the draft a little bit more to try to maybe make somebody else something. I don't know. People are dancing everywhere here tonight.
So pretty much they feel like it and they're gonna do it.
Yeah. It's
right.
just one of those things. I mean, it is getting a little loose too as we get further to it. So I mean, it could have just knocked out a line. And I mean, this new configuration, this new pavement, is starting to get worn out from when they did it back in 2011 or so. So I mean, it's still pretty bumpy and kind of crazy out here. But
Okay. All right, man. Well, thanks for answering those questions and hopping in the booth. I'll let you get back to the race.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right. So, back to the race. Honestly, it's really hard to tell right now. Even at lap 36, it's like anyone's game. No real outliers that, in the sense of like really seeing someone just throw down sorry about that. Throw down a lead. It's been all solid out there, and I'm actually really happy to see that. I see a lot of guys moving from mid-pack up to the front and then rotating back. So a lot of, like you said, a lot of movement out there. Looks like some guys may be having some issues just getting stable around some of those corners. But that's some good movement by everyone out there, trying to keep it as clean as possible, and it's just some solid driving. All right, so up at the front we have Robert Mateus, followed up by the 87 Daniel Stein, Nick Nickerson in the 85, Kevin Foster in the 83, Garrett Hall in the number 13. Looks like the wave around is going to go, and there you go, number 37 getting the wave around, Randall Thompson. Back to the 13, that's going to be Garrett Hall, Paul Butler in the number 68, Matt Crockett in the 74. Number 14 is Christopher Johnson, Dan Heasley in the 21, 81 is going to be Joshua Billiter in the Southern Creations design. Clean car right there. And then number 15 is David Miller. Terry Kahn is in the 32. Chase Solda running in the number 5. Jonathan Platt in the 43. Willie Evernham in the 91. Once again, Randall Thompson and Christopher Parkman in the Monster Energy drink. So you guys might be seeing a lot of these cars out here have Nero Graphics designs on them. Zach Hillman, the owner of Nero Graphics Design and the designer, he does car wraps for all these cars. If you're ever interested in a custom design and a very, very good design, you know, either get to me, I'll get you in touch with them, or you can hit them up on Facebook. And I believe they're working on a website right now, so multiple ways to get a hold of them. And he'll do a great and detailed design for you. So, you know, and it's very affordable. So definitely, if you want a nice clean wrap, hit me up or hit him up, and I'll get you in touch. All right, pace car is off. And we're green. Looks like the inside line, nice tight line with Nick Nickerson at the 30 and the 36. Nick swinging outside, getting the high side. In front of the 87, the 36 getting tight and close to the 13 getting tight and close to the 36 there. Let's go ahead and jump on his roll bar so you guys can see how close this guy is. Not much of space if the issue pops up. And you can see right now, as it just hooks into that low groove, honestly, with the steering wheel, you feel it. You feel it grab into there, and it just sticks. It's pretty amazing, but it's weird at the same time. So it feels like your front end tires are just glued onto the road, and then your rear just wants to kind of fishtail a little bit, and you have to kind of manage that a little bit with your steering wheel. And it's it's definitely a very interesting feeling. I don't ever remember feeling that with some of the Cup cars or Xfinity cars when I've been testing with the guys, but running an actual race in these trucks, it's definitely a different feeling, but a really, really cool feeling out on the track. Oh, sorry to hear that, Bill. I didn't know you were going to. You're leaving now? Yes, I just looked over and saw you dropped out. All right, well, thanks for racing tonight. I know you had a rough time on some of those corners, but it's definitely good to have you out here, man. Looks like the 87 and 80. Oh, going around Nick Nickerson up, and he's able to slide back in. The 13 not able to close that gap and kind of exile him. Trying to give him not picked for kickball treatment. And it looks like Nick Nickerson going to go ahead and give a push to the 36. And the outside line slowing down a little bit. Whoa, and it looks like Kevin Foster getting close to that outside wall, saying hello, and then coming back down. He definitely looks really loose right now. I don't know if he's picking up some bad air from the 87 or if he's just a little loose on the wheel. Once again, looking at the standings right now, 1 second. Checking their times and intervals. These guys are really, really tied up on their intervals. It's pretty amazing. You're talking about a 47.914 for the last lap. His best lap was a 47.49. And, you know, being a couple seconds. Oh, yeah, under a half or 5 seconds. This is about 5 seconds slower and keeping up with it, or 4 seconds slower from his best lap. So these guys are throwing down some amazing times right now, and they're only getting faster as they work it in. These tires, you know, they've had a chance to probably grab new tires and grab some fuel, so they really can work in these they can really work in these trucks into these grooves and kind of just get off some amazing runs and get some really good speed out there. looks like the 74 just getting a little loose, just kind of swinging up and down. And getting close from the 13, the Waffle House sneaking in there, finding that opening and pushing in front of the 87. That is a tough sell. And the 36 locking up. Nice clean push from the Waffle House over there. Man, these guys have not left the front pack all the way through. Almost 18 cars out there right now, and these guys are all in a position where they can move their way up. It's pretty amazing. A couple of them are a lap behind. That's only 2, but if another caution comes out, you know, they're gonna up. And there we go, caution out. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. We have a caution tonight. And that is going to be our next Carnage report. Let's go ahead and find what happened out there. I want to say that it involved... I don't know. Let's... give me a second. I got to zoom out a little bit. See exactly what's going on. Oh, and there we go. Ouch. That was a weird one. All right, well, you guys get to see this weirdness with me. All right, so we're going to go ahead and tune into Nick Nickerson right now. Looks like he's... It looks like he's glitching out a little bit. I can't lock onto him right now. And, oh, there we go. Boom. So... he's gonna appear, and then it's gonna, yeah, there we go, boom. He appears inside Jonathan Platt, gets rolled around, and then makes it through everyone else. Yeah, that looks like that was definitely a net coding issue. So anyone out there, that is what net coding looks like at its worst and best. He technically survived, oddly, but he's definitely battered and bruised, but he will be able to race and continue racing. So net coding at its finest. Beware the netcode, and that is going to be the cause of our Carnage report for tonight. Let's jump over to the live scene, and maybe we can pull in Nick and talk to him, see what happened, see how he feels about the situation. Or we can give Jonathan Platt some heat. I don't know. I'm trying to decide. We'll go with Nick. Hey, Nick, this is Booth. You copy?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man, I just saw you get slingshotted. That was a pretty bad netcode on your side.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on, man, because nothing is wrong on my side. It doesn't give me any error codes, and I'm driving with everybody the whole time. I was pushing that guy, and then I saw Platt come down and take me out, but apparently I was missing to everybody.
Yeah, you netcoded for a solid, 15 seconds.
Wow.
You disappeared. You hit that invisible switch and was gone.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I'm gonna probably have to contact iRacing because again, nothing's wrong on my side. I'm racing everybody.
Have you been having issues like that for a while?
Yeah, it seems like once a night I would get. I know I would disappear for 5 seconds or so.
All right.
But,
well, hit me up after the race. Maybe I can help you with some networking issues. That might be the problem.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good, man.
All right. Well, hopefully we can get you back on the race. It didn't look like you got battered and bruised too badly, but definitely got slingshotted and tossed. So I'll see you out there, man.
Yeah, I think I'm done. But
oh, you think so?
Fun racing. Yeah, I got 6 minutes of repairs, and this thing ain't gonna drive.
Yeah. All right. I thought it was a lot less. It looks a little more external than that.
Yeah. Oh well, no big deal.
All right. Well, if you want to join me in the booth, you're welcome to. If not, I hope you have a good evening, and sorry that happened to you, man.
Yeah, I'll join you in the booth. How about that?
There we go.
Yeah, if you can invite me there.
You're in the booth with me right now.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Welcome to the booth. You can sit right next to me. We have coffee behind us, snacks in front of us, and a really good race.
I hope so. Let me get all my cameras situated here.
All right, so I've been watching you guys race this whole race right now, and honestly, I think it's in anyone's game to really take it. I know there's some guys out there that are a little more experienced with the trucks, but the way you guys are spreading the field and kind of moving around, I feel like anyone can really take it right now if they get the opportunity to.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't think that's the last caution we're gonna see. I don't know what's going on, but these guys are real squirrely, and there's a lot of checking up. And
Yeah.
right now, it's all right because everybody's kind of patient, but when you start getting them last few laps and everybody gets antsy, it's gonna get crazy.
Yeah, I think so too. Are you guys just feeling like are you feeling that it's a little squirrely for you too, or?
Yeah, for me it's just fine.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, possibly they have their because I did notice that with last night I was driving on the 2007 track. I noticed that with the let me find the right words, with the steering feedback set so high, you know, it kind of wants to move on you a little bit, and so that squirreliness comes out of the, you know, you trying to recorrect the steering wheel before as it's giving you that feedback.
Yeah, especially with 2007 because of all those gigantic bumps they have in the corner.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know how anybody raced on a track like that.
it's fun.
In simulator
I
and
enjoyed
yeah.
it.
I couldn't imagine trying to bump draft somebody through that stuff.
Oh
but,
gosh, that's nutty.
You know. Yeah, but this track seems fairly smooth. I don't know, maybe I'm using a different steering ratio. Maybe everybody else is using the default.
That's probably what it is.
Mm.
Now, when you ride trucks, do you prefer definitely using a different steering ratio, or do you use a different steering ratio per length of track?
Well, I'm usually running default for most of the tracks, and then the Super Speedways I'll go up to 14 or 16 to 1.
Okay.
Just so I can have like more fidelity in my steering,
Yeah.
you know. Seems to help me out a little bit, and then sometimes depending on the short track, I'll maybe run like a 10 or even an 8.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely got to give that a shot
Yeah.
then. I want to check that out.
Yeah, but it might be a little bit different now with the new tire model. When we get these things finally on a road course, I might say no to that because the more ratio you have, the harder you are on your tires.
Right. I'm glad to have someone in the booth with me right now. I've been stumbling all over myself all night. It's
Oh
been
man, you're by
bad.
yourself? That sucks.
It happens. Just
Yeah.
making mistakes here and there.
Who is our leader?
Our leader is going to be the number 68, Paul Butler.
There we are. Okay.
In the sweet Captain America.
That is a pretty sweet paint job.
It is. I like it. I wish it was Team America though, but I don't know if that would be. I think.
America. Fuck yeah.
Hey, we don't cuss on this broadcast.
All right. Yeah. Like that. Just dub that over.
Just kidding, dude. I drop some big words sometimes. I try not to, but I can't help it when I'm so excited or so upset about a situation.
Absolutely. This is a family broadcast.
Yes, family. F for family. Isn't that it's one
dude.
of Bill Burr's shows? The show's funny.
Man, that's like one of my favorite shows ever.
I didn't watch too much of it, but it definitely was really funny. All right, getting ready for that
Cheers.
pace car to drop off, and Jonathan Platt's restart.
He's finally not taking it EOL, huh?
Nope. And a clean push from the 13. Looks like Paul Butler's going to fall behind just a little bit on that restart. Checking up by the 37 on that outside wall, saying hello to it, but definitely not getting close enough for a kiss. And a scramble up in the front. Kevin Foster swinging outside, and then looks like Paul Butler getting a good run. Might actually be giving Kevin a push next. Nope. Take that back.
That was a good move Kevin made. I did that a couple times in this race. It's really fun.
Oh.
Push that.
Looks like we have a possible accident coming down the line. The 36 getting loose. And luckily the 74 and everyone else around him was able to keep their distance, but that was scary. He started going sideways down the center. Sorry about that. Go ahead and continue
problem.
your thought.
Yo, I'm not sure I'm synced up with you here. Let's see. Where are the trucks coming out
We're
of?
lap 50, turning out of turn 2, going into the back straight.
Okay. Might be a couple seconds behind here. But I can't go any more forward.
Huh.
But anyways, I was saying, yeah, Kevin made a really fun move there. I was trying to do that a couple times, and where it's like you're on the inside and right behind the leader, and you push him out, and then hopefully you clear the outside lane, and then you move up to the outside lane, and it basically sets that leader out to dry.
Yeah,
and
so I'm assuming the way that works is you push him up ahead, and you push him into kind of wind resistance, and then when you move away, the air that drops off the back kind of creates more drag than it should.
Oh yeah,
And it starts to suck him back, right?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, I'm starting to get this. After about 7 months, I think I'm starting to get it a little bit.
It's definitely a completely unique type of racing.
Yeah.
It's not something I quite enjoy often because it's very hectic.
The trucks or just
Yeah.
NASCAR?
Or just super speedway racing in general. Like being in these packs, man, like I'm more focused, and just you have to use so much like brain power and focus more than like any road course or any oval.
Uh-huh.
You certainly don't want to be the guy that messes everybody up.
Yeah, I found myself gripping that wheel with the death grip last night when I was trying out the 2007 Daytona.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my hands were red afterwards, and I was like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, definitely white knuckle the crap out of the wheel.
Oh yeah.
There's Platt. Look at that. That's a nice move down.
Yeah, I just tuned into that. I was checking Fast Pass, and looks like Paul Butler waiting for that push from right behind him.
Oh, we got a spin there. 32. 32 truck. Somebody wrecked back there in 4.
I don't see that.
Yeah.
Is it the 15? There's the 37, Randall Thompson. He looks pretty heated. And yeah, you're right, the caution is out. Let's go ahead and go back to Randall, my arch nemesis and evil twin. It's okay to laugh. I'm trying to make you laugh. Or if my jokes aren't funny, that's cool too. Oh, I don't think that was just a spin. That might have been a cold-hearted turn by Willie. No, I'm gonna have. That's a tough one to call. Are you watching this right now?
Yeah, it's kind of.
They meet in the middle again.
I noticed some guys were kind of having a little bit of trouble staying right on that double yellow line, and I wonder if that's just the case.
Well, I'm trying to see if the 37 moves down at all, and it looks like Willie comes up to him. Every time I'm trying to use the track as like a marking point, and I'm pretty sure that it's definitely. Oops. All right, guys, I realized I didn't have it running for you. I'm gonna roll it one more time so you guys can see what I was talking about. So Willie kind of just touches up into him, says hello, and then it's like, oh, hey, I'll hold you, and then just turns him again. It was like one of those moments where your brother, like, it's like, I'll catch you, catches you, and then drops you. Yeah. And that is going to be our carnage report for tonight. It was a trust fall that didn't end properly.
And based on the fact that his truck is sitting in pin lane, I'd imagine he is out of fast repairs.
Yep, that looks like to be the case. And this is going to actually give everyone a chance to pit. Let's hang out in the front. So it looks like Terry Conda is up in the front leading the pack. The one-handed wonder loves his Budweiser and fried chicken. If he could drive with just his needs, he probably would and be the no-handed wonder. And he'd be eating chicken and probably drinking beer.
It's just to point out at the lap 52, if there is no yellow flags, we could make the rest of the race on a tank of fuel.
We are on lap 54, and there is a yellow.
4.
So we should be green to go with a full tank of fuel. And only thing that's going to really matter is his tires. They should be okay. But it's going to come down to who's pitting now and who's pitting later. Because I think if someone honestly pits on this lap, kind of does a little bit of a late pit, they might have a chance to catch up if they manage their tires well, you know, for like what, 20 laps.
Yeah, honestly,
laps.
I didn't feel a single bit of tire fade.
So if you're not, if you're not feeling any tire wear out there, then you could probably ride in the mid pack and just kind of just sit on them for a little bit, and then wait till the last 5 laps to really just jump the gun.
Yeah, if you can find a draft partner that you really trust, that would be ideal.
And it looks like we're going to get some late pitting from Joshua Billiter and Terry Condas. We'll see how that strategy plays off for them, or maybe they're just going for pits because they need to, and they just want to run 1 lap out there up in the front pack. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And the lucky dog goes to the number 1. That is Chris Parkman in the Monster Machine. What a lucky dog. So, being in the race, who do you think is going to really kind of shine in these last couple of laps?
Man, let's see. I kind of have my card on either Jonathan Platt or Kevin Foster.
Both
of those guys really know how to run these kind of races. It feels like they're very smooth.
Yeah, from watching Platt making some really good moves, and then Kevin just kind of just hanging out up in the front, but not really showing his cards yet, but definitely putting up some time and then dropping back a little bit. I might go with the underdog here, and I'm gonna actually go with the number 68 Paul Butler.
68 Paul Butler, oh, Mr. America.
Yeah, Captain America. I'm feeling a little patriotic tonight. I think he's got what it takes to bring it in. American made. Definitely the best out there.
Yeah, I mean, with these kind of races, it's anybody's game, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Paul's going to have a good run. You had a good call with Kevin Foster and Jonathan Platt. And Daniel Stein's been doing a great job, too, in the 87. He's been very supportive to a lot of the drivers out there. Haven't really seen him take the lead for too long, but he's definitely been pushing people along.
Yeah, let's see. Who's at 13?
13 is going to be Garrett Hall.
Garrett Hall, man. I have to shout out, and for him, when I was in the lead, we all found out that I maybe had a little damage that was causing me to slow down a little quicker than normal.
Yeah.
So somebody put me 3 wide, and he was generous enough to let me back in. That was really nice of him.
That is very kind of him. I don't think I would have been that kind.
I wouldn't have.
I would have
like, see you later, buddy.
As you go by. Yeah.
No. Has Kevin Foster had any incidents yet?
No, I don't think so. He's been able to dodge a lot of stuff.
Man.
He just dodges things. Like they happen, and then he's like survives them. He's a survivor is what he is.
Yeah, I feel like he's just sitting up there in the front the whole race.
He has.
And I don't know. Guys like that kind of scare me.
Well, they do. It looks like we just saw Chase Scholda catch up to the pack. All right, getting ready for the restart. Pace car getting ready to drop off. Nerves starting to flare. 83 next to the 36. Who's going to jump the gun? And here we go. Green flag drops. 36 with almost as clean of a push as the 83. Wow.
Yeah. Captain America's pushing Kevin hard there.
Yeah, he is. He's keeping him up to speed. And we have Jonathan Platt catching the 87. Looks like the 87 was going to get hooked for a split second. He definitely got a little squirrely, and that's going to put Platt back. That is some tight racing up in the front pack. Look at that 83 talking about, 2 feet easy next to the 36 there. he could reach out and shake the guy's hand. And there we go into turn 3 and 4 as they come around the corner. Looks like the 13 checking up a little bit. Kevin racing nice and tight into that line. And the 87 swinging. A lot of these guys kind of swinging out a little bit.
Yeah. Kevin's got to be careful how low he goes because that inside line can get a little jumpy.
Yeah, I definitely could bite him in the butt on that one. Especially in that first kind of part of the turn. When those guys are coming in, you know, you get sucked into that line a little bit, and then you try to recorrect, and sometimes it pulls you out, and then that's when they're checking up a little bit. Just they're kind of correcting for some of the pull that you're getting from that track.
Yeah, it's a little hard sometimes to kind of guess when that's going to happen, and some guys have figured out, some guys haven't quite, and you'll see that corner exit, and they'll just sling out about a half a groove or so.
Oh yeah. And what's kind of nice is you can kind of anticipate it a little bit. Like if you're driving the same, if you're really good with the consistent line, you can kind of anticipate each little kind of when it likes to grab a little bit and kind of, you know, trying to push you out. But
yeah, absolutely.
It's one of those things that you either queue up on it or you're just really good at reacting to it.
Yeah, that is definitely for sure.
And I think Kevin Foster is definitely on his toes with that. He knows what's coming down his way. Same thing with Jonathan Platt. Those guys don't really move too much. Paul Butler has also been pretty smooth the whole race too. Oh, Joshua Billiter making it up. Nice solid move in 6th place. Which way will he go? Will he? Oh, getting close. Once again, these guys. Oh, and that's it. That's right there. 87 catching the 83. Ooh.
Damn.
Oh, and they're going to catch the rest of the field. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, man. And that is what we call a, I don't even, that is what we call a carnage report. Let's roll that back and watch the mayhem as it unfolds. I think I might have a really good camera for that, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that up and watch it real fast, see if I can get a nice shot. And we'll find out in a second. Oh, yeah, I got a good camera for that.
Yeah, but I say 87 just came up a little too high and collected Kevin.
And here they go, crossing the finish line. Oh, and he's spinning. All right, let's roll one more view so you guys can see what happened. So we're watching the 87, and you can see him just catches up Kevin's rear end, and the spin begins. Wow, Paul Butler, that is dizzying. Oh my gosh, same thing with Willie. Oh, the 74 doing a clean hurdle over the 14.
You saw that? That was amazing.
Yeah, that is a clean jump. Got an easy 5 feet of air there.
Back on all fours.
Yeah, back on all fours. Definitely suspension is shot, but I'd be proud of myself for that. And that is our carnage report for tonight. Oh boy. All right. Oh gosh. That changes the field a lot.
Absolutely. That simple case of two trucks wanting the same piece of real estate.
Yeah. Sorry, but you got to get off my line.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a rough one, but that changes the whole field now. So in the front pack, we have Jonathan Platt, Joshua Billiter. Looks like Dan Heasley's in 3rd, but he's definitely not up with everyone. Looks like, yeah, these guys are trying to catch up to the pace car right now. Wow, that was nutty. And with under, I'm not mathing right now, 14 laps. Sorry, 13 laps to go. So they're coming up to the 13th.
Kevin's coming down pit lane. I'm really curious if he still has a fast repair left.
Should we ask him?
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and grab him. Hey, Kevin.
Wait till after he pits.
Hey, Kevin, this is Booth. You copy?
Done for.
Hey, Nick has a question for you.
Yeah, man, that was some wild racing there. I was rooting for you. Curious if you had a fast repair left. It looks like you don't. Got me?
Yeah, no fast repairs.
Bummer.
I forgot to clear my black flag, but yeah, it looks like someone got into my left rear and got me loose.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks
that's
like
what happened.
Looks like, what was her name? Paul?
87.
Yeah, the 87. Yeah, he stepped out of line a little bit, and you were a little low, and 2 trucks in the same piece of real estate, so it's unfortunate.
I was definitely holding him down there. I'm not gonna deny that fact, but
Yeah, but he came up too, so.
I mean, I'm trying to side draft and coming down to the end of the race, and that's what's got to happen. But unfortunately, shit happens.
Yeah.
But we got a minute and a half here, and we're gonna see what happens.
All right, man. We'll let you go. I'm sorry to hear that happened to you out there, and sorry to see that. I know you're putting a great show out there and really kind of pushing really hard, and it was good to see. Hate to see the front pack get cleared out like that.
Yeah, especially someone that's been up front the entire damn race.
Yeah, that was a rough part. But hey, you know what I mean? It sucks for the sponsors, it sucks for the people watching. But you know, we're probably out of it, but we're not gonna give up.
Yeah, we'll see, man. You're probably not going to win the race with that big parachute up front. Well, you might get second.
No, but I'm gonna push them like I'm gonna push someone like a freight train, though. I'll tell you that much.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's gonna be exciting. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm already done for the night, so you know.
Yeah, man. Good luck with that.
Prisoners for the rest of the evening.
That's right. Go get them.
Amen.
All right, man. I'll see you out there.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, man. That's a rough one. I feel bad for Kevin.
Yeah.
That's tough. He's doing such a great job, and then to get chewed up like that.
To stay in the front of the pack the entire race on like one of these races, man, like not only takes like a good amount of skill, but like just extreme patience. Patience
yeah.
I don't have sometimes, and like that just sucks when it happens. You know, with freaking 10 laps to go, but.
Yeah, and I kind of wanna thank all you drivers, including you, Nick. I you know, when someone gets pulled in right after a wreck, it's really tough, and you can kind of hear it in Kevin's voice. He's not irritated, but he's upset about the situation, and then we're asking him about it, so he's got to relive it one more time. I just want to say thank you for all the drivers out there that put up with me pulling you into the booth right after getting wrecked or wrecking someone and putting you guys on the spotlight. You know, it means a lot, and thank you for for always putting up with it. I know it's a very stressful situation.
Well, I hope nobody gets super mad at this time of the season. You know, I probably see some real tempers flare towards the end of the season in the chase. Is there a chase with Bandit?
I believe so.
Yeah, hopefully he's not running for points. Had some people really get heated up, but yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things, man. It's racing.
It's happens. Like you said, you know, he was keeping them close on that inside line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when you're racing that close to someone, you know you're kind of expecting them to race at the same, you know, skill level as you are, and if maybe they're not entirely there,
yeah,
you're rolling the dice.
Yeah, on Paul's benefit though, being the middle car of a truck sandwich can sometimes be very difficult.
I was behind a little bit. I'm caught up now. Yeah, no, being truck sandwich is not fun, and you saw Paul got swept up there too with the 36 going high.
Oh, did he?
Was it? Yeah, he got swept up and he was spinning too.
Man, looks like he had a fast repair because his truck looks clean.
Yep, Captain America cannot get damaged. He's the American spirit embodied. All right, lights are off. Getting ready for the pace car to get into the final straight so we can get that restart going. Now we have Josh Billiter and Jonathan Platt right next to each other on this restart, 1 and 2. Good to see Josh up here. He's been running in the back of the pack since the beginning and working his way up slowly and taking advantage of a lot of these cautions. And let's see how he does up front.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Oh yeah. And pace car's off. Waiting on the green flag. Jonathan Platt's got the gun, and here he goes.
Not quite packed up like they should be, but should
Yes,
catch up.
not quite packed up, but definitely a good start from the front. Looks like Billiter is a little bit alone up there. Probably hoping for the 21 to catch up to him, but we'll see what happens. As they go into the back straight.
Better catch that high line and leave Platt dry if he wants to get in front. We'll see if he takes it.
I don't think he will.
It doesn't look like it, no.
I think the 15 kind of wants to drive behind Platt a little bit just to maybe run him down. If he can, you know, push up. Oh, Jonathan Platt. Sorry.
Ooh.
Wrong name. David Miller in the 15. I think he wants to ride behind Platt for a little bit just to kind of see how he can work out those lines. And then Josh Billiter getting a little bit squirrely there as we saw through the straight. And then now he's looks like he's got a handle on it. And he's neck and neck with Platt around that corner. So he's got some speed. But will it pay off? Yeah, and with under 10 laps to go, this is going to be a tight race. You can already see some of the guys kind of checking up the 74, getting a little loose there, coming out of the corner again.
Man.
Oh, and that's a little rough to see. Looks like a couple of the guys up in the front pack are actually a couple laps behind. Or no, huh? That is really weird. Am I seeing this right?
Yeah.
No, I'm seeing this right. 74, but he's not. Oh no, he is lapped. Okay.
Oh yeah, that
It
number
just-
1 car.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Everybody else looks good.
Yeah, so it looks like the last of the pack actually is Chase Schulda, Kevin Foster in 7th, followed up behind is Garrett Hall, who is just on the edge of that front pack. Daniel Stein in the 87, Dan Heasley in the 21. It looks like a lot of the guys that are a lap behind are racing hard. Wow. Now, in a situation like that, what would you recommend for some of the drivers? Should they race as hard, or should they maybe ride the outside line and let some of the guys that are really going at it, you know, race on the inside?
Man, it's hard to say. It's so dynamic. You know, it all depends on. Right now, I probably would stay in line just because there's only 2 trucks riding outside.
Uh-oh. And Josh Billiter
Ooh,
getting loose. Oh, he's coming down. Can he recover? Clean recovery, but that is going to have him in the 15 all the way back there. And the 74, he is swinging. If I was Platt, I'd be nervous. That is not what you want to see behind you.
Well,
Is
they're
someone
building
swinging
momentum.
that hard. Yeah, because if he touches your bumper while he's swinging, good night. And there he goes again, just really swinging out there. He's got to be having a hard time. And then Josh Billiter looking for the inside push again. Is he going to try and follow Paul Butler and then swing out in front of Platt?
Let's see.
That looks like it. Yeah, it looks like a strategy
Yeah.
there. Oh, Platt giving a push to the 87, 74 giving him a nudge. Oh, and that's going to cause the 21 to hook him. Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow. That is the 21. Dan Heasley got caught in that. Matt Crockett getting spun and also taking a Joshua Billiter on that one. That is a rough run. All right, let's run the caution report. Let's get a little closer to it and see what happened out there, because that is definitely heavy.
It looks like Matt went below the double yellow line, came back up, and it's just a fraction slower than everybody else, and it's one of those things.
Yeah, that was.
So sometimes it's very hard to be locking bumpers coming out of the corner because you just can't see anything.
Yeah, it is. All right, here we go. So we can watch right now. Watch the rear end where the 21 is. Matt's going to swing down, correct himself, come back up, and hello, let's collect 4. Luckily, oh, and he gets a front end hit. Was that Terry Conda's? I believe so. Let's run that one more time. Oh no, looks like that was someone else. Oh, that is a bummer.
37, Randall Thompson.
Thompson, okay. Yeah. I knew that color looked familiar. They have the same color scheme. All right, and that is going to be our carnage report for tonight. Looks like that was a heavy one. Luckily, the 43 and the 87 made it out clean. So we got Jonathan Platt up in the front, Daniel Stein, and followed up by the 15, also catching up to these guys. So the 15 and the 13, Garrett Hall. So we have David Miller, Garrett Hall, Dan Heasley still alive, but battered. Kevin Foster still in the run for it. 5 laps to go. We're probably going to be on 2 laps before the green. That's going to be a tough one. But Kevin Foster definitely has a chance once these guys pile up. He did say he had a lot of damage done to his car, but 2 laps to go. Will it work out? Will it not? We'll see what happens. Tune in next time on Saturday.
I was thinking about going out there and trying to whirl up 4 laps, take over Zach. That's just one position.
Yeah, but one position's everything.
Yeah, I'd hate to lose the championship at the end of the year if I won 1 point.
Right? Wouldn't that be a killer?
Like, damn it.
I should have ran that 1 or 2 of those 4 laps real fast. All right, so out of the 2, Jonathan Platt, Daniel Stein, who you picking?
Well, I'm gonna have to default on Platt because I don't really know much about Daniel, but anything goes on super speedway racing.
Yeah, I think you have the right pick there. I think Jonathan Platt's the tried and true. And Stein, we've seen him drive really well today. We've seen him make a couple mistakes, but nothing too bad.
Who hasn't?
So, yeah. So he's kind of the wild card right now, up in the front, and they're definitely going to be going at it. So,
it all depends on which line is stronger. Oh man, I wonder how damaged the 68 there, Captain America, because he definitely ain't going to win a race with that truck. But if he has enough power to push, he seems like the best pusher out of this group.
Well, Kevin Foster's also up there with them too, so he might actually try and maybe push Kevin Foster. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah. These guys are already pretty scrambled up, so it's hard to tell what's going on. Oh, looks like Kevin's going ahead and going for a pit. Yeah, these are always tough ones to call, just because they're always just really tight races, and any mistake, it just changes the whole field.
Yeah. So I say super speedways is the great equalizer.
Oh man, I left it on the replay screen. My bad. Yes, just stare at the black screen. Enjoy it.
That's what's good about YouTube. You can fast forward.
Yeah, right? They can't when it's live. Ha 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 ha. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I just show one picture. I call it art. All right, Nick, while we're finishing up and still have a lap to go, why don't you give me a little background about your driving experience and how long you've been on iRacing?
And I've been with iRacing for about, I want to say almost 10 years now.
Oh.
Yeah, this kind of turned into my #1 hobby. I've spent a lot of money into this hobby. Done a little real world racing here and there, but Arizona's kind of sucks for racing, so it's not too many good opportunities. Maybe one day I'll get back into it. And that's pretty much it, man.
All right.
I've had a lot of fun in this community. I've ran a lot of leagues, and I kind of come and go. I have to take a break here and there, but I never seem to step away from sim racing. It's just too much fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty new to it, but I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely not my forte. I won't lie. I'm not a good racer or a natural born racer. Never been. It's just never clicked with me. But I do understand a little bit of what I see out there, and I've spent a lot of time analyzing and having to learn how to analyze stuff. So I can definitely pick up on what's going on out there. It's just recreating it for me. That's a tough one. I have to have someone like showing me the ropes.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, when I was young, I started off racing karts a long time ago, and I kind of fell away from racing for a long time, so through like high school and whatnot. And then I think I was probably like 21, 22. I saw a thing for iRacing, like, hey, let's check that out. And then I was hooked. But in the beginning, man, I didn't know jack shit. You know, and it's just how you apply yourself. If you really have an interest in sim racing, and there's so much stuff out there to learn and how to race.
Oh yeah.
And using telemetry, if you can start understanding like the physics of how tires work and how the suspension works, it all depends if it's fun to you or not. If it's not fun, it's tedious, and you don't go anywhere. But if it's fun to you and you like that stuff, man, it's such a great little hobby to have.
Yeah, it's been a blast. I haven't gone that deep into it, but I have been watching some videos talking about racing lines and how you can approach different corners for preparing yourself for a whole track. So like, obviously there's an apex on a corner, but
yeah,
from what I've been learning, is that the apex shifts on where you want to hit it because you're trying to set yourself up for the next turn or the next straight, and so you can either deep brake and have a long sloping exit so that you have a longer point of acceleration, or you can brake early and have kind of a shorter run to set yourself up for the next turn if they're back to back and stuff like that. So you can really kind of pick and choose. And I always thought apex was like the supposed way you're supposed to take, in the sense of like the middle of the right before the middle of the turn. But instead you actually have a little free leeway because you have to prep yourself for the later parts in the race.
Yeah, and the apex is always dynamic, of course. Whoa.
It looks like we are going to a white-green checkered. So just waiting for the pace car to drop off, and then we'll be starting that up.
Yeah, what you talking about with the apex and how you set up certain corners for certain straightaways, that's all fine and dandy, and it's pretty easy to take on when you're doing like test laps, but all that gets thrown out the window when you start racing with somebody.
Oh yeah,
because if you try to throw
totally
a late
agree.
apex into a corner, somebody will eat you up on the inside. It's such a high dynamic sport.
Yeah, you can learn how to drive the course properly, and then it goes, oh, can you drive around other people trying to drive your line? And it's like, maybe not.
Oh man, we got somebody up in the wall.
Already?
Yeah, I think you might be a little behind.
Oh my gosh, I am. All right, sorry about that, guys. Final lap, 43 and 87. I can't believe I did that. All right, looks like the 87 go ahead and getting in front of Jonathan Platt there as they come into turn 3 and 4. Oh, Jonathan Platt catching the 87's rear end. That's going to spin him, hit him up to the top side. And Kevin Foster, oh, nope, that's going to be the number 15, still far behind. Kevin Foster behind him. And that's going to give the win to Jonathan Platt. As the checkered flag swings, Jonathan Platt in first place, taking no prisoners.
And feel bad for Daniel, but he tried to do everything he could.
Oh, and okay. My thing didn't update. Kevin Foster taking second place too. Wow, that is awesome. And then Daniel Stein in the 87, also taking third place. Wow, it looks like the results are a little scuffed up there. But all right, so the breakdown of what just happened: Jonathan Platt in the 43, taking first place. And then second going to the 83, that's going to be Kevin Foster. And then third place going to the 87, which is Daniel Stein. That was an unexpected turnout, but pretty awesome. Let's
Hey, should run a carnage report and check out that restart. They were on 3 wide into turn 1.
Oh, they were? All right,
just didn't work out.
Let's roll that carnage report real fast. You guys are going to have to wait on the interviews. As my track analyst has told me, it has been hectic out there, so let's check it out. Uh-oh. Looks like a lot of these guys are leaving the track, so I can't clip onto their driver.
Yeah, that's right.
That's okay.
This
I'll
is
get
over.
it. I'll get it. Oh, yep, there we go. All right, so back to the live scene. 3 wide. Tight pack. The 15, the 13, and the 87 going into turn 1 and 2. Oh, and the 13 turning and catching the 15, and looks like Terry Conda's caught up in that group too. Oh, sorry, not Terry. That was it Garrett Hall, the one that was in the 13? Yeah, no.
13. Garrett Hall, yes, 13.
Who's the other one running the red? Oh, I don't remember who that was. Was that something like Crockett? It's Hillman. It's the not Hillman. Darn it! So many people. All right, let's get back to the main. Once again, that was the caution report for tonight. Results are up. Race is finished. Winners have been chosen. To the victors have the spoils been divvied, and we are going to go ahead and pull these guys in and talk to them and ask them what really happened out there. Let's go ahead and pull in Kevin Foster. We're going to hold off on 3rd place and the 43 right now.
All right. Daniel leave.
Oh,
Daniel's still there.
Daniel's still there, but it looks like there's something going on in the lower area, so I don't want to interrupt that.
Okay.
All right, we have 2nd place Kevin Foster in the booth with us. You're back.
How's it going, guys? I'm back.
You're back.
I've
What
recovered.
happened? I'm pretty sure somebody told me they were going to be out of the race and just pushing other people, and I feel like I got lied to.
Well, thankfully we got out of caution. I was able to get it fixed, and first off, thank you to the one, Mr. Parker, for giving me a push on the start. And my truck was a little slow getting going with the damage, but once I got drafted up behind Dave, it was good. But unfortunately, I did not get my first win in this truck tonight. But definitely looking forward to next week. And I just need to get my sponsor a win. And I just want to say thank you to my friends, family, everyone out there watching, and my beautiful wife downstairs. And if I didn't get into the 87, I think I would have had plat. But it is what it is.
No, I agree with you on that. I think if you missed that accident, you would be definitely the one that was going toe to toe with them. Wow. I honestly, that was a really good race by you, and then a great comeback. Definitely, you pretty much Sylvester Stallone'd us right there, and just send a knockout punch, shocked us.
Hey, Rocky's never down. He always comes back in the late rounds. So
Always comes back.
oh,
You can't stop
man,
me.
you can't stop me. But the Italian Stallion, Swinner Liazzo with Toyota ran pretty good, and man, it was a great race. Wish we had a few less cautions. Some people, definitely were not holding the lines there, and but yeah, that's the way it goes. And we move on to next week, boys.
Definitely agree with you on that. Nick, you want to chime in?
Hey, man. Yeah, man, that was just an awesome race. I'm a little scared of you with these super speedways, man, because somehow you can stay up front. I know you got in one little accident there, but I don't know how you keep missing all these accidents. And I get caught up in all of them. But yeah, that was some damn good racing.
Yeah, I love super speedways. I love coming out to these things, and but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometime. And I wish you were in the race still, Nick. But hey.
Yeah, super speedway racing. I'm curious, do you feel like kind of calm and collected when you're racing, or are you kind of like really tense around everybody?
No, it's just another lap, baby. That's all it is.
Man, I knew it. See, I'm freaking tense as hell because I don't know what's gonna happen with these guys.
I don't know, man. I can hear it in Foster's voice. He's tense.
Yeah.
Nah, it's good. I mean, the last lap is a little tense, yes, but the middle of the race, beginning of the race, nah, it's all good.
Oh, he's on
Man.
a picnic stroll. He's like, let me get
knew
some
it.
lemonade and some sandwiches, please.
Yeah, well, definitely shows.
Thank you guys, appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in to Death by Moose Media. We appreciate everyone's support out there. So thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, and thank you for putting on a great race tonight. And I'll see you next race, man. Have a good evening.
Hey, take care, man.
Guys. Later, guys. Bye.
Later. And that was Kevin Foster, always a favorite to have in the booth. Love that guy.
Man. Yeah, we can all learn a thing or two from him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of driving knowledge behind him. All right, looks like we're going to do this a little out of order. We're going to go ahead and grab Jonathan Platt and move him up into the booth. All right, we have our first place. Jonathan Platt, how are you doing tonight?
Good.
So I know there's a little bit of talking between what happened there. I'm not going to ask about that. I just want to talk about driving out there. You did a great race tonight. Definitely pushed hard up in the front and drove very smooth throughout the whole race. How do you feel about most of the race as it went out?
I probably should keep my mouth shut about how some of these guys race. So
Yeah, I'll agree with you. It was a little rough, for sure.
it's the easiest form of racing on iRacing, and they can't even do this. So
Are you saying that
Yeah.
the trucks are the easiest form or super speedways are the easiest
super
form?
speedways. I mean, it's not hard to do. It's really not. It's not hard to keep a straight line. It's really easy. I don't understand why there were so many issues with people moving back and forth and stuff like that. And
It's like driving Indy
this
cars.
isn't even a fun win. Like, I don't understand what these guys were doing behind me. Coming to the white, the 15 decides to go on the apron, make it 3 wide, like dropping back, left me out there. So I went to the middle because I didn't know what line to fucking choose. And so then, yeah, I moved back down and, went with the line that was actually moving. And I guess it checked the field up, and they don't have a brake pedal or they can't lift. So they wrecked the whole field there. And then we go through 1 and 2, and the 87's got to run on the outside. So I drive up behind him, down the backstretch drafting with him, trying to get a run back to the start finish line. And he decides he's going to enter the corner, on the second groove. So what do? I go to the bottom. And what's he do? He goes to the bottom and comes across my nose. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. Like, at that point, he chopped my nose off and moved me. So
Yeah. Well, I got your back on that. I mean, he definitely left a lane open on the bottom, and he went for it. And I would expect nothing different. I would have done the same.
yeah, I don't know.
So
Yeah, honestly, that was one of those races where it just kind of got hectic there, and you pointed it out pretty well. Hopefully these guys can kind of get it together. Maybe some more practice on the track is really what's needed. But from I guess an inexperienced point, I can see where it's a little difficult. But I'm expecting these guys have more experience than me, so I'd hope they'd be able to keep it a little smoother out there.
Yeah, I mean, when you get a bunch of guys that can do this racing, it's a lot of fun. I mean, look at me and Nick at Talladega with Core, dude. It was a lot of fun. We could actually move in front of each other.
Yeah.
I threw a late block on Nick when he turned me, which that was on me. But, besides that, we could actually make moves and go to the front and not have to worry about people that are going from the bottom to the middle to the bottom to the middle. I mean, look at the first crash I was in was because I went to the middle because it was 2 guys that couldn't pick a lane. What happened? A guy moved up the bottom a groove and a half and turned me. So
Yeah.
you just can't race with some of these guys, I guess. I mean, I'm looking forward to getting back to the racetracks where it actually shows talent. So,
Well, hopefully these guys are able to get some more practice out there. I know it's pretty tough for them. So it's just probably one of those things. Maybe they're not used to super speedways.
yep. Besides that, need to thank Nero Graphics. Need to thank Zach Hillman for the awesome looking truck. I mean, I am happy for winning this thing because it was the National Suicide Prevention 75 at Daytona, and we brought the National Suicide Prevention truck home first. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's good, I guess.
There you go.
So,
I'll
just like
I'll-
every other time, if anybody has struggles with suicide, there's help out there. Just call somebody, talk to somebody. You don't have to struggle. Just please
Yeah.
do it.
It definitely helps just to let that load off the shoulders sometimes, just to have someone listen.
Yep.
Amen. I'll have to agree with Platt. I'm looking forward to next week and getting back to normal NASCAR tracks.
Yeah, I'm gonna push for there not to be another super speedway in this league for right now.
We'll see what happens because I like them. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Well, great job tonight, man. I know it's a tough race, but you pulled it off. Once again, we'll see you next week. And thank you for coming out.
Yeah. Also need to thank you, man. Thank you for all the stuff you do. So.
Thank you. I try. I had a rough start today, so hopefully it gets better.
Love you and love Beck. So I'll talk to you guys later.
You
Later,
got
man.
it. Thanks, man. All right, looks like
Let's get the other side of that story.
yeah, I was going to, but it looks like he bounced out, so
Oh,
bummer.
bummer.
All right, wanted to hear both sides of the story. I think I see what John was talking about, where a lot of people are kind of squirrely, and it's a tough one to call because if you're driving in the front, it's kind of you're calling what's going on, but you need to be aware of the person behind you. And I don't know really what to say. I'm not as experienced in a situation like that. I can tell you, like, if I was in the front, I probably would have caused an accident just because I might have checked up just from handling a situation. But from people that have been driving for a while, you'd expect them to maybe be a little more on top of that groove.
Yeah, and I just rewinded the race there. I see what Platt was talking about. Looks like the 15 went below the double yellow line.
Yeah.
Along the front straightaway to pass. And I know it's not against the rules in iRacing software, but that's a very dangerous thing to be doing. There's definitely other ways to pass.
Yeah. So,
but
it was a tough race. No doubt about it. But I think everyone out there that was up in the front was driving really well. A couple people got turned here and there, but I'd say a majority of you guys really knew your lines and were doing a good job out there trying to keep it straight.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun for the first half of it anyways. Always extra fun to come up here in the booth and chat it up with you.
Yeah, always a blast to have you in here, man. It's a bummer that you got taken out. But, definitely if you were still in there, it'd be you, Platt, Kevin Foster, probably fighting for the first, second, and third. So hopefully we get to see that coming up this weekend. But still a hell of a race tonight. You guys all did a great job and put on a great show.
Oh, yeah, man.
All right. Once again.
Always tons of fun.
Yeah. It's a blast. I love it. And it definitely helps out for me. I like having someone in the booth because then I don't feel so alone.
Nobody should ever feel alone, man.
Exactly.
Every time I crash out, I'll come up here and keep you company.
Thanks, man. I might have to put someone to just take you out each race.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Just brake check them off the start.
Getting lonely.
Well, just to close out the stream, thank you to everyone for tuning in and staying this long. I still see 9 people. We've had a solid 10 all night. So to that one person that left, I'm disappointed. And to the people that stayed, thank you for staying. I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you guys enjoyed the race. It was a rough start. We did have some stuff going on with iRacing, but we'll be starting up our next race. Well, actually, take that back. We're going to be doing the most likely the podcast tomorrow. So we'll be on the podcast for Thursday night. So please tune in, enjoy it. We're going to be talking some shit. It'll be a lot of fun. We have our race on Saturday, which is going to be the ISRC. I believe that's round 4 coming up. I got to double check my calendar. But that's going to be fun. It's going to be a Wild West. And then we'll be bouncing back to ISRC. iRacing Short Course Saturday. Then ISRC and Core Racing on Sunday. Some pretty close acronyms, so I mix them up sometimes. And then, sorry, Nick, long spiel. And then we'll be finishing off with Monday again. That's going to be back to DUIs and Dingers, where these guys keep running caution-free laps, and it's insane. You guys don't give me time to do a pee break.
Yeah, it's going to be an intense weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of good tracks.
Yeah. So please tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun, and these guys definitely put on a great show. So I'll see everyone later, and I hope everyone has a good night.
Remember, we're going dirt track racing next week.
Yes, we are. That's at Eldora, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. And then we have the figure 8 coming up at one of the tracks. Is that this? That's next schedule.
Right. Figure 8?
Yeah, I think we have a figure 8 coming up. Oh, we'll do. Oh, I might be blowing the schedule too soon. Don't listen to me, guys.
Just edit that out.
Yeah, we'll just clip that. Just if you're hearing this, don't listen.